Hey guys, okay, so this dream is about me fighting. Now, Christ, before I went to bed last night, Christ came and said, "You're gonna have another dream," and he says, "You can do whatever you want in this dream. Do whatever you want, and create whatever you want in this dream." And I'm like, "All right." He didn't tell me what it's about. He never tells me what it's about. He just says, "Dream about creating whatever you want." I'm like, "Okay." So I fall asleep. Next thing I know, I'm dreaming. I'm in blackness, and there's this guy. He's got sunglasses on. He's got some kind of hat on. He's got a gray trench coat, blue jeans, running shoes, and he's got a big head and a big jaw. And he looks really mean, like somebody you wouldn't want to see on the street. And I'm in total blackness. And all of a sudden, this guy starts picking a fight with me. And then I was talking to him. Next thing you know, he's pushing me. And he walks a couple steps away. And then he runs at me. And he fucking punches me in the head with two hands. He goes, right in the face. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, what am I supposed to do? What am I gonna? I don't, in this dream, I don't do nothing. It was weird, and I'll tell you why in a minute. He runs back a couple ways, and he comes at me again, and then, bam, just jumps up in the air, smashes me in the head again. And he smashes my arm, he smashes my chest and my eye over, and he runs at me, smashes me. And then finally I'm thinking, okay, I know his little strategy now, right? I'm not knocked out or anything, he just keeps smashing me. And he runs away, and now he starts coming at me, and I know what he's going to do, so I just step aside, and he goes right by, right? So now I know his little strategy, so I can adapt to it. So after about 3 blows or so, I adapted to his little way of fighting. And so that's all I was doing, just deking him out. And I realized I didn't even think of making a weapon or pulling a weapon out and helping myself fight. So I had to fight this guy. You know, come on, that type of thing. I wasn't very good at it. And I didn't even know how to fight in the dream. All I did was duck out of the way. Every time he came at me, he's punching me in the fucking head, my shoulders here, trying to break my collarbone. Beat the shit out of me. Beat the fuck out of me. And that went on for a while. It went on for a while. I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know how to get a weapon. I was just stuck in the blackness, and all I did was try to move out of the way and avoid him, right? And put a punch in when I could. Other than that, I didn't do nothing. And all of a sudden, Christ sticks his head in and he goes, oh, what the fuck did he say? And he brought me back to, like, when Christ stuck his head in, he said something to me. The Christ I'm working with. And he said something to me. I sort of snapped out of this weirdness I was in where I didn't know anything. And I go, oh, okay. And he goes, use Christ. Like Christ consciousness, use Christ. The energy of Christ. And all of a sudden I went, ding, little light bulb went on my head. And I'm like, okay. And so I remembered when I saw Christ and all security guards catch bad guys, they would wrap their arms around them and hold them. Right? And they couldn't do nothing. And I go, that's what I gotta do. And I think, that's why this guy, he's running at me, I move out of the way, he turns around and punches me in the back of the head or something, and he runs away again, he's just coming at me again. And I'm thinking, well, I gotta grab this guy and use the power of Christ to subdue him. Like I seen them do. Like when they were catching bad guys that assaulted me, right? I'm like, fuck, alright. That's what I do. So the guy, he runs at me, I move out of the way, and as he runs by me, I turn around, and he runs forward. I run right behind him. As soon as he stops to go to turn around, I wrap myself around him like that, and I go, Christ, 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 Christ. And all of a sudden, I just felt Christ go and just hold this guy. The guy couldn't move. And then, so I got the guy, and I'm holding him, binding him, and I released him a little bit. I released the power I had over him, the power of Christ over this guy. All of a sudden I released it a little bit, and he started kicking again. I went, Christ, Christ, Christ. And I'm like, holy shit. So I'm sitting there, I go, now what the fuck do I do? What do I do now, right? I got this guy. The guy is just like dead. Can't move, he can't do nothing. Like I feel I'm struggling, but he can't do nothing. And I'm holding him. I'm holding his arms, and I'm holding him by the chest. And all of a sudden Christ comes in, and he says, I wrote it down. He goes, take him to forevermore. I'm like, what? He goes, take him to forevermore. I go, what the fuck is that? I have no fucking education. No? He goes, trust me, just take him to forevermore. And I'm like, how do I do that? And he goes, say it. And I go, forevermore. And all of a sudden, I just whoosh, and I'm standing there, and there's a guy, he's got his hand on the door, a hand on a door on a wall, and the wall is white, and has graffiti written, like names written all over the wall, like thousands of names. Like, you know what they do in bars when you're drinking, everybody writes their name on the wall. That's what it looked like. And he had this thing, and I go, now what? And he goes, if he opens the door, you put him in it. And I'm like, okay. So I got this guy, and this guy's like, fucking screaming and yelling, but he can't do nothing, right? And I walk up to the guy, he's got his hand on the door, I go, forevermore, motherfucker! Forevermore! And he opens, and he had a smile on his face, like he was laughing at me, right? Because it was all set up. All of a sudden he opens the door, and I walk up to the edge of the door, and it's black, and there's just blackness, and I went, ooh, and I let him go, and I pushed him in the door, and he slammed the door closed. And then, so I'm standing there, and he goes, good job, man, good job. The guy that holds the door. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. What the fuck's going on? And I'm like, I'm looking at the graffiti on all the walls, right? And he's all talking. Christ is over here yelling at me, and I'm looking at the graffiti. And I'm like, what's all this graffiti? And the guy goes, these are all the past people that put bad guys in the door. I'm like, really, eh? He goes, yep. And I'm like, holy shit. It was like fucking thousands of people got sent into this forevermore door. And so, I started waking up. As soon as Christ talked to me in the dream, I started waking up. And so I'm laying there, still, Christ is talking to me. And he's fucking crying. He's crying. He goes, fucking took you long enough. I didn't know you'd survive it. He goes, don't worry, the doctor's here. I go, what's the doctor here for? And he goes, because you got half your brains knocked out. I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking lost that fight, didn't I? And I go, well, fuck. I go, I couldn't remember anything. I'm telling I'm pleading my case. I go, I didn't remember nothing. He goes, I know, we erased. He goes, we erased everything you knew. In my brain, and he goes, well, in the energy, so you had nothing to work with. We put you in there to see how fast you'd conjure up something. Oh, I go, that's cheating. I go, I would have had that guy in a minute if you would have let me have my sword and my knives and everything. I go, I didn't even know how to fight. I didn't even know how to fucking throw a punch. And he goes, yeah, I know. I'm like, that's cheating, you son of a bitch. And I go, I couldn't remember anything. Like, I think maybe it was a state of the dream I was in, where I was just totally laid back, dreaming about things. Next thing you know, there's this mean guy, and I gotta fight him. I'm like, oh, now what? Like, I didn't care. I thought maybe that was it, but Grace said he took all my, they stuck me in zero with this guy, and basically I was just zero. And it's like any fucking dream I have where there's a bad guy in it, I can swing up a sword, just knife, sword, chainsaw, you know, I can do all that. I know how to fight like a ninja, right? But not this time. They did something to me when they put me in there. And there was another tester dream. This was all a test dream. But the guy was real. He could have, and he bashed my fucking head. A doctor. My eyes were black and blue, puffed up. I had knots in my head. Half my head was cracked open. My shoulder blades were broken. My wrist was broken. And I'm laying there. Doctor's like, where's it hurt? My wrist. And he goes, yeah, it's broken. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. My fucking teeth are knocked out. My lips are all puffy and bleeding. My eyes are black and blue, fucking scars all over my head. And so about 10 minutes goes by and he's still stitching me up. And these are all ethereal skins in this body, okay? So when I'm out there fighting this guy in my soul, I can take a shot to the head. He cuts my ethereal skins, right? Now he could have cut my actual skin, like you know how like demon houses and that will scratch you. Well, what they're doing is they're hitting your ethereal skin. This guy never scratched me once. It was all blunt, bonk on the head, punch in the eye, right? But I still don't think it was hard. I mean, this fucking guy was crazy and huge and powerful. But I got no manifestations on me that I've seen yet. So I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know how they work it. Like I got punched by a demon once and I woke up. And it punched me in the eye and I had blood. I had a cut here, cut my bridge of my nose, cut here. All bleeding, all blood. I'm in the mirror washing it. Black eye, puffy black eye, from a demon in real life. So I'm like, well, how come that guy can do that to me and nothing manifests? And how come that demon? And he goes, because the demon came into your reality, bridged the gap, and punched you in the face. He didn't do it here. The only thing he had access to was your skins. He didn't bridge the gap, basically. You were in his world with him fighting. Okay, so imagine the veil. You're here sleeping and a demon comes through and goes, punch. Oh, fuck. Broke my finger. And it punches you and it cuts through the veil and punches you here. So it manifests here. And he goes, there was none of that. So anyway, they were all happy. All they wanted me to do was use the power of Christ to subdue a bad guy and see if I could overcome my fear of the bad guy after he beat the shit out of me. And they wanted to see how fast I could start creating stuff from memory into using it in the illusion I was in, the blackness. Holy shit, it was crazy, guys. It beat the hell out of me. And the only thing I knew what to do was to move out of the way. I didn't even know how to fight back. I just swear to God. I think I did near the end. But then Grace came in and said, use Grace. Use Grace. And I'm like, all right. Then I remembered. As soon as Grace came, I remembered when Christ, the ones I'm working with, will go after a bad guy. And they just grab him and pick him up and walk away with him. And you can't do that. They did it to me when I was freaking out. They just whoosh, shut up. You can't do nothing. You can go to a higher level and take off. I learned that. But most people are wrapped up in the illusion where they are. They don't have the knowledge yet to pass. Well, most people, I don't know what the odds are. All who knows what and what. But Grace had me one time. He goes, you ain't going nowhere. And he had his arms wrapped around me. And I went, oh, yeah. And I went to my inner light. And I just went to my inner light and passed right through him. See ya. He's like, you little fucker. You son of a bitch. I'm like, I know stuff. He goes, if I really wanted you, I'd have you. Because I'd have everybody on every level holding you down. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Anyway, so that was another tester dream I had. And it was all about, I needed Christ to come in. Christ finally came in. It's like, use Christ. I saw his lips, use Christ. And I remembered and got the bad guy. But the thing was, when I had him, I didn't know what to do with him. I was going to hold him here forever And then Christ said, no, take him to, like I knew. He's like, you stupid, take him to Forevermore. I'm like, what the fuck a fairy tale is this? Forevermore. I guess Forevermore is a place you put bad guys. That's all I know. I don't know. When the guy opened the door, it was black in there. So I threw him in there and he closed the door. Whatever the hell Forevermore is, I figure it's another state of illusion. They stick people. I get bad guys. Anyway, guys, they wanted me to learn that. How to subdue. So if I'm ever out gallivanting, running around, I get in a fight, I use Christ to subdue the guy. Chant at Forevermore. I go to Forevermore, and the guy, and if it's a bad guy, like he'll know if it's a bad guy or not. He'll say, take him somewhere else. And so I'll take him somewhere else. Like jail. But if it's a bad killer guy that I got, he'll open the door and I throw him in. He's the judge on who goes in and who doesn't. He'll say, okay, this bad guy, he's bad for this, which is not a super bad thing. So take him to jail for a couple days. And re-education, or God of Christ, whatever the fuck they do, I don't know. Then he judges that if this guy's real bad, stick him in Forevermore. So I don't know how this Christ knows all this shit. That's not my thing. I'm just worried about catching the bad guy and how to do it. And that's what they taught me. That's what they taught me in this dream. But they kicked my ass, man. And I guess the doctor was stitching me up, stitching my soul up. And I was telling them where it hurt. I'm showing my broken bones. Like they actually broke my bones. And it was crazy. And they took all my memory away. Like all my memory energy or something. So I was just like a doorknob standing in the blackness, and this guy's beating the hell out of me, and I'm supposed to fucking remember everything, and I don't even know what the hell's going on. So on 2 levels, my mental, like, usually when I'm in a dream and I'm getting attacked, I know how to fight and defend myself, will up a sword like in the instant. I didn't even know nothing. I just stand there, smack. That was crazy. I think they just wanted me to, if I'm getting assaulted, don't fight back. Just grab the fucking guy and take him away to Forevermore. I'm like, I don't know all your words yet. I don't know all your words. I don't know all your terms. All right, so I go back to sleep after all that. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning now, and I go back to sleep. And then the third thing happens to me.